Hello everyone and welcome to the next session of Core Java. In continuation with discussion of arrays, today we are going to discuss about variable length arguments, which are also termed as Varargs. So let's see what are the Varargs and what is the need of variable length argument through applications. Let's consider a scenario where I have a method which is print array and it accepts an array of type int. Simple example which we are considering over here. So what I have is whatever array is passed, I just want to display the values of that particular array. So I'm printing this value. Here I have used for each loop. You can also implement this particular code using normal for loop, right? Now, what I'm going to do over here is let's add main method and I want to call that print array method from main method. We know that we cannot write method inside method, right? So to call this particular method, I'm going to create object of this class because this print array method belongs to Varargs demo class, right? Okay. So now whenever I need to call this particular method, what is required is when the method needs to be called, I will have to pass the parameter. That parameter is nothing but array of type int, right? So first step is I will have to create the array in this way and I will specify values. This is one way of creating this array of 0 equal to some random value I'm picking up over here. The main thing is we will have to initialize this particular array before we pass it to the method. Otherwise, we are going to get some exception. What is an exception? We are yet to discuss, but we will be discussing it. Right? So this is one array which I have created which holds 3 values. So if I want an array which holds 3 values to be passed to this method, then I will have to create that particular array. So demo dot print array and I'm passing int 1, right? Now if I want or if I have more values, say 5 values I have. So again what I'll have to do, I'll have to create another array which is holding those many values. Whatever, 5, 6, whatever number of values I want to pass. And then I will be passing this particular array in this way, right? So the main thing is whenever I need to pass this array to a function as a parameter, I will have to every time create this particular array. Why I need to create every time a different array? Because once an array is created, that cannot be modified. Every time I will have to create new array with the new length specification. So how this program is going to work, let's execute this particular code. So once we execute this particular code, we will be able to see all these values printed on the console. Right now, what is the overhead over here is, because I'm not sure that how many values will be there, every time I will have to create a new array. So is there any solution by which, even if I don't know how many values can be stored, or values need to be sent to a method as a parameter, can be sent without array creation? So yes, it is possible. This can be done using variable length argument. Means an argument which will be passed to a method with variable length, whose length is not fixed, because the limitation of array is length of array is fixed. So to create a variable argument, we are going to specify these three ellipses, three dots, which is also termed as ellipses, and it is going to work same as that of how array works, because internally only array is being created. So now how I'm going to call this particular method is demo dot print array, and whatever values I have, I will directly pass those values to a method at the time of calling it. So I don't need to create array and then pass it as a parameter. So it can be single value, or it can be multiple values, whatever number of values you have. So it will execute in the same way, no doubt about it. So all these values are being printed. Now certain points related to variable length argument. This variable length argument can be of any type, any predefined primitive data type, or any reference data, same as that of array. Internally, it works as an array only. So you can make use of for loop, you can make use of length property, and so on. In a method signature, we can have only one variable length argument, and it will be last argument only. What is meaning of it? So say for example, I have one string variable to be passed, and second one is the variable length argument. So say for example, this is some string I'm passing. I'm just specifying that this is call 1, this is call 2 to the method, and this is call 3 to the method. So the very first parameter will be stored in that string. Obviously, it needs to be of type string. Okay, what is missing? I haven't processed that string data. So let me print that val. Without processing that data, I just executed the code. Yes. So you can see that this string is also printed over here. So the first parameter is stored in this string, and second, all parameters are part of this. Now, is it like there can be only string data? Obviously, no. There can be any type of data, first of all. So whatever first value you have, that first value will always be in that val variable, and rest of the data will go into that variable length argument. You can see that this is also processed. Now what if I will change the sequence? So instead of having this int val as the first parameter, I will put it as a last parameter. So I'm going to get compilation error because variable length argument, in variable length argument, we don't have length restriction. So how many should be part of variable length argument and how or what value should be part of that val variable cannot be decided by Java. So that is the responsibility of developer. So developer needs to decide which will be the first element and rest values will go into the variable length argument. One more thing, can we have multiple variable length argument? So again, the answer is no. You will get an compilation error. So because variable length argument has got whatever number of elements you want. Now suppose I specify both variable length argument of same type. So how to divide? How many variables will be in the first variable length argument? How many will be in the second? So that cannot be decided. So there is ambiguity. So to avoid this confusion, to avoid this ambiguity, Java does not allow multiple variable length arguments to be specified in a method signature. So this is how variable length arguments are used, which are also termed as Varargs. And this can be used whenever you are not sure about how many values are supposed to be passed to a particular method as a parameter. That's why they are termed as variable length arguments. Now these variable length arguments can be of primitive type or it can be of reference type. It can be of the class which you have created. So I suggest you to create a method which is printing information of multiple products. In earlier session, we have created a product class. So create a method, say print products, display products, and pass variable length argument to that particular method and display information of all the products which you have passed as parameters.